Skinny Hardaway Southern T, back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. If this your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button as well. We talk this good boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, not just today. Today, we're here to talk about Terrence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Saul Alvarez. Now, you either feel one or two ways about this fight. You either feel like this is the best fight that we'd had since, at least on paper, the build-up, the best fight we've had since Floyd Pacquiao, Canelo Triple G, or maybe even Terrence Bud Crawford era Spence, right? You either feel like it's a fight of that magnitude for recent times, or you feel like it's a really, really, really big joke, and there is no way that Canelo Alvarez, who you probably feel like is a joke for not fighting David Benavidez, should be fighting Terrence Crawford, who you feel like, is joking in this fight because he's going up two weight classes to fight a guy that he has no chance of beating, right? So that's one side of it, if you're against it. If you're with this fight, then you're looking at it like we have Canelo Alvarez, who's been top 5 pound for pound for about 10 years. You have Bud Crawford, who's been top 5 pound for pound for about 7 years, right? Both these guys have set a top of the pound for pound list at some point in the last 2 to 3 years, right? In the last year, right? Have set a top that pound for pound list. You have Bud, who is going for 3-time undisputed at 140, undisputed at 147 versus Canelo Alvarez. If I'm not mistaken, who's already, no, he's 2-time undisputed as well at the 168 pound and 168? I'm trying to think Canelo's undisputed division. Is it 168 and 160? I know for sure that Canelo Alvarez is I'm thinking that Canelo Alvarez is a multiple-time undisputed champion. I know for sure he's the undisputed champion right now, present date, right? So he has one. And I think he has another one at another division. I don't want to say the wrong division, right? But I'm thinking Canelo Alvarez is a multiple-time undisputed champ as well, just like Bud Crawford, right? So we have two multiple-time undisputed champs, two undisputed champs, right? Whichever one worked better for you, right? Fighting one another. So this fight on paper is a fight of extreme royalty, right? If we're taking out our feelings and our personal opinions on it, we're just looking at it on paper, right? This is, a fight of high magnitude, right? So you're either on the side of this fight is a joke and it shouldn't be happening because Canelo should be fighting Benavidez and Bud shouldn't be moving up all these weight classes, right? Or you're on the side that you think this is a fight between the two kings of boxing right now, the two greatest fighters of this generation right now, and Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford. Me personally, I'm a little somewhere in the middle, right? Why I don't think necessarily if Canelo Alvarez wins this fight, he could state his claim as being the best fighter of this generation for beating Bud Crawford, who is one of the best fighters in this generation. But, he's coming up to fight you, right? So there are some people, me being one of them, right? I can't give you 100% credit even if you win this fight, right? If you don't knock out Terrence Crawford, then I kind of look at you a little funny, right? Because, he's coming up. You didn't knock out Jermell Charlo, but Jermell Charlo was on his bike a lot, not expecting Terrence Crawford to use his bike as much as that, right? But, Terrence Crawford is coming up, so Canelo Alvarez, I feel like is supposed to be the favorite in this fight, right? But if Terrence Crawford is able to come in here and get this win, then I do think Terrence Crawford being Canelo Alvarez will be one of the best wins of this generation, will be one of the best wins in boxing, right? That's just my opinion. You got yours that I honestly don't really give a fuck about, just like you probably don't give a fuck about mine, but you're here listening anyway, right? But if he's able to beat Canelo Alvarez, I think Terrence Crawford I think we're going to have a different conversation about Terrence Crawford being in that top 5 realm of boxer, top 10 realm of boxer without a question, right? 3-time undisputed, a win over Canelo Alvarez, a guy who was 2 divisions up ahead of you, right? Some people feel like that Bud is just doing this for a money grab, right? Rather, the reason he's doing it is a money grab that doesn't have a lot to do with the results if he wins this fight. If Bud Crawford is able to beat Canelo Alvarez, who was possibly the best fighter of this generation, after Floyd Mayweather, we're looking for that. Who's going to take the crown after Floyd Mayweather, right? We're in that era, right? Deontay Wilder had it for a second. Errol Spence had it for a second. They've been trying to give it to Tank for the longest. Tank don't want it, or he can't handle it. He can't hold it. One of the two, right? I think this fight right here is between the 2 true kings of, this generation. Maybe David Benavidez puts himself in that conversation. Maybe Errol Spence makes a resurgence and puts himself back in that conversation. Alexander Usyk most definitely is the heavyweight king, right? But outside of the heavyweights, I think these 2 are the best fighters, right? Whoever won that fight between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, not going to lie, I would have wanted to see them try their luck against Canelo Alvarez. Bud Crawford was the one to win, so Bud Crawford is the one that got the fight, right? So that's kind of the feel around this fight, right? Now let's get into the schematics and who I think is going to win this fight, the actual breakdown of this fight. Now I'm going to be real with y'all. When this news dropped, I knew that I would have a difficult time picking this fight because there's a lot of unknown variables on the side of Terrence Bud Crawford. The easy pick for me to come in here to make would be, Canelo Alvarez is going to win because he's just the more, naturally bigger guy. They're fighting at his weight class for his belts. This would be Bud's first fight at 168. Canelo Alvarez has had about 70 goddamn fights, right? He's younger than Bud. More fights, but younger than Bud, right? Do think he has a little more wear and tear on his body than Bud Crawford does, right? So I think the age thing is kind of similar, right? Canelo is 33, Bud is 36, but Canelo has the wear and tear of a guy who's 46, right? You know what I mean? Type deal. So the easy thing would be just, Canelo's going to come out here, overpower Bud, and run through him. But let me tell y'all the other side, that if that Canelo's game A plan doesn't work, to come out, high guard, punch the shoulders, punch the body, be powerful, be physical. If he can't out-physical Bud, then Canelo is most definitely going to have to go to plan B. And he's going to have to be able to, outbox Bud, use his head movement and catch and shoot. There is a chance that Bud Crawford can win this fight. Again, you don't have to be the fastest guy in the world to beat Canelo, but you do need some speed. You don't have to be the strongest guy in the world to beat Canelo, but you do need some power. I think Bud has adequate enough speed, and I think Bud has adequate enough power to give Canelo some problems in this fight. I think Bud has a high enough IQ, especially along with Bomac, who's one of the best trainers in the game. Schematically, Bomac really does know how to put his fighters in position where they need to be. He's good at that. So I'm thinking he has the high IQ. He has the IQ needed as well to be able to compete in this fight. My biggest question with Terrence Bud Crawford is, how would he react to being hit by Canelo Alvarez? How often will he be willing to get hit by Canelo Alvarez? Is he going to come out here and try to use, the whole ring in his movement? Will he still be able to do that, at this point in his career, at his age? Is he going to come out here and fight Canelo in the pocket and use his, head movement, body movement, shoulder roll defense, a little bit like he did with Sean Porter, right? Is he going to come out here, throw caution to the wind and say, F it, I got bricks too. I'm going to hit Canelo with my bricks, because if he think he just finna come here and hit me with his bricks, right? The biggest question with this is, how is Bud going to approach this fight, and can Bud stop Canelo from overwhelming him? I'm going to go with the basis that Terrence Bud Crawford can stop Canelo from overwhelming him. So I think Terrence Crawford is going to be able to give Canelo Alvarez a pretty good fight. Now, normally I would like for my fighters to be, I would like for my fighters to have high activity when fighting Canelo Alvarez, like a Dimitri Bivol, like a triple G, right? But Floyd Mayweather showed you that, you can beat Canelo Alvarez with timing as well, right? So Bud Crawford doesn't have the high output that I would like for you to be able to beat Canelo, but he does have that good timing. But the thing with, that timing, Canelo has really, really good head movement. At the time where he fought Floyd Mayweather, I don't think his head movement was as good as it is now. I think that fight had a lot to do with him, locking in on his head movement, right? So I do think it's really hard to hit Canelo unless you're adding your combination punches together, right? Because even Dimitri Bivol missed a lot of those early punches, but Bivol landed with the third punch, the fourth punch, the fifth punch, right? He'll throw his combinations and he'll land with, like 3, 4, 5 instead of 1, 2, right? He'll maybe land 1, miss 2, land 3, miss 4, land 5, right? So he was throwing 5-punch combinations, and that's how he was able to land on Canelo. I don't see Bud throwing many 5-punch combinations. I see Bud taking more of the approach of, I see Bud taking more of the approach of locking in and destroy, right? Bud's a sniper. Bud is highly accurate. I think he's going to hit with precision and he's going to hit hard. So that's where he's going to make his mark. The thing with Canelo is sometimes he likes to throw shots just to get you to open up and throw shots so he can throw another shot, right? Sometimes Canelo will just fling his left out there to get you to open up so he can whip his right around and hit you with his right. Bud is going to have to be aware of the traps that Canelo is setting. I also think that, Canelo can't come in here and just get on the front foot and move forward because Bud Crawford also knows how to set traps. He set, nice traps against Errol Spence. So if Canelo Alvarez is going to come out here and be the matador, I do think Terence Crawford has if Canelo Alvarez is going to come out here and be the bull, I do think Terence Crawford has the IQ, the skills, and the punchability to be the matador in this. I'm giving Terence Crawford a shot to win this fight. If you check out the Vegas odds, they're giving Terence Crawford a shot to win this fight. They're actually giving him a better shot than I have ever seen them give anyone facing Canelo Alvarez. Bud Crawford is only like plus 164, meaning that the books really believe Terence Crawford have a shot, or they're trying to make us comfortable with betting on Terence Crawford and then Canelo takes it. Me personally, y'all, I got this fight going the distance. I don't think Canelo Alvarez is going to stop Terence Crawford. I don't think Terence Crawford is going to stop Canelo Alvarez. I think this is going to be a clash of styles. Buds make you miss, counter make you pay versus Canelo Alvarez's work rate, moving forward, pressure. Canelo Alvarez is a guy, as accurate as Bud is, Canelo is a guy who really doesn't care about accuracy that much. Like I said earlier, he'll hit you on the shoulders, he'll hit you on the neck, he'll hit you on the fucking hips, he'll hit you on the thigh, right? You know what I mean? So Bud's going to have to be aware of that. My biggest question again is how is Bud going to handle the power? How is Bud Crawford going to handle the power of Canelo Alvarez? And I really won't know that until they get in the ring. In this fight, again, I'm taking this fight to go the distance. If you're asking me to take a side, I'm going to lean Terence Crawford to win this fight by points, decision. Maybe it's a value play. Maybe, I'm a little biased, right? But I got Terence Crawford winning this fight, points, decision. I think he'll be able to land and I think he'll be able to land clear enough and hard enough to where the judges will be able to see it. Think he'll be able to, pop Canelo head back a little bit a few times. And I got Terence Crawford winning this fight by points decision. The latter to that is Canelo Alvarez is just too big. Bud's punches, won't affect him as much. And then Canelo moves forward and he puts that pressure on, Terence Bud Crawford and possibly stoppage. But I think this fight gets to the cards. So I like this fight to go the distance, and I got Terence Crawford to win this fight by points decision. I'm going to say medium to low confidence because it's a lot of unknowns with Terence Crawford moving up. But I do got Bud for the win. Best bet, fight to go the distance. All right, and these are my fight picks for the rest of the week. We got Donovan, that's on that Canelo Crawford card by moneyline or KO. If you saw that first fight, then you saw Donovan knock out Crocker at the end of the first fight, but get a disqualification for hitting him going down. We got Steven So-Cold Nelson to win his fight on the money line. Boychuk in the rematch with Brandon Adams to win his fight. Christian Mbili for the win as well. Got a tough fight. Callum Wash versus Fernando Vargas Jr. Think that fight is going the distance. If you're making me pick a side, I got Wash. Crawford is my underdog pick of the week. Also, we got Monster Inoue winning his fight as well. Inoue is probably going to get that knockout. And then we got Dysko. I'm probably saying his name wrong. We got Dyko versus Jermaine Franklin. I'm going to take the over in that fight. I low-key want to take, Franklin to be able to outbox him, right? But I think that fight goes over. That's all I got for y'all, though, man. Skinny Hardaway, Southern Tea. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. But just the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love. I almost forgot, man, but this is my parlay, man. Donovan, Nelson, Boychuk, Crawford, Canelo to go the distance. You play that, they get you to plus 145. I hope y'all stay, a little longer to see that I did drop a parlay on here. But, okay, now I'm going for real, man. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through.